Good afternoon. I'm forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. The heat and humidity building, touching off a few thunderstorms right now. One just moved over downtown Detroit. It's now moving through Grosse Pointe Park. I'll track the storms coming up.
All right, Kim, also inside Oxford High School the day of the mass shooting. Chilling stories that could influence the confessed shooter's punishment, where things stand right now. Here's Paula.
Research that benefits the entire globe is being done right here in Michigan, where the mass extinction of frogs is being researched. We're on the ground and in the ponds with researchers.
Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
First at 4, hot, humid, and now, depending on where you are, perhaps stormy. A live look outside. Forewarned weather team tracking another round of storms. Right now in downtown Detroit, you can see there from the raindrops on our Windsor Skycam that we've just had a cell move through our area here downtown. Now let's head west. Quick trip around the viewing area. This is our camera, of course, in Ann Arbor. We see a little bit of haze in the air, though. Doesn't look like it's raining there at the moment. Let's take a look at the current conditions in Mount Clemens. Same thing, not too far away from where that storm cell is, but no rain falling there at the moment either. The street there looking fairly dry, but things can change quickly with the threat of showers and thunderstorms pushing right into the nighttime hours. So another wild weather day. Good to have you with us here. I'm Devin Skillian in for Karen Drew. The next wave of storms arrives as more than 79,000 DTE customers are still without power. DTE hoping to have most of them back on by tomorrow, but of course more storms would create more problems. Meteorologist Kim Adams with the latest on what we're expecting. Kim.
Yeah, unfortunately with these storms, it's tough for those DTE workers to get out because these storms do have a lot of lightning in them, some heavy rain, and also high winds, but not enough to be severe. But a pretty good thunderstorm just came through downtown Detroit. We're now seeing that storm just to the east of Hamtramck. It's affecting Grosse Pointe Park, also just south of the farm. So in the park, it's pouring down rain right now, but you go up into Grosse Pointe Woods and it's just a few sprinkles. So it's a very small storm. It's not severe, but it does have some pretty high winds, decent winds. They're just not at severe levels. But the rest of Metro Detroit right now, aside from just a couple of thunderstorms here and there, most of the area is dry. And in fact, as we looked at that Ann Arbor Skycam, you saw a little bit of sunshine. That is not good news because that will add to the instability. Now let's talk temperatures. 84 degrees at Metro Airport, but that doesn't really tell the story. You factor in the humidity. This is what it feels like. It feels like it is 91 at Metro Airport. Last hour, it felt like it was 97 downtown, but there's a break to the heat and humidity over the weekend, but we still have this chance for storms, and another round coming could be even stronger. So I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes.
All right, Kim. Of course, a lot of people right now are using generators to try to make a life a little more bearable. They're the lucky ones. At least they've got generators as these power outages linger. Brian McMullen here gassing up this generator that he borrowed from a friend, but many are worried the outages could spread with this new round of storms. McMullen says life without power is not pretty.
Miserable, hot, steamy in the house. The only thing you can run is the fan, but I need my refrigerator powered more than anything so my food doesn't go bad.
Yeah, that can get expensive depending on how long the outage lasts. DTE says 95% of those who lost power should be back online by the end of today. It's keeping 3,000 workers in the field in case there is more damage from tonight's round of weather, and the company is making this promise.
For our customers affected by Wednesday's storm, here's my commitment to you. If this upcoming storm affects power to your home or business, you will be prioritized for restoration. We know how difficult it's been for you this past week, and we'll make sure that the time you are inconvenienced is as minimal as possible.
App with you. If it's not already on your phone, go to your favorite app store, download it right now. You'll get weather alerts, interactive radar. It's all there and it's free. Really useful and built for moments like this. Kim will be back with more on our weather outlook in just a few minutes. We're hearing new testimony today from people who were inside Oxford High School the day of the deadly shooting. The confessed shooter in the case is the focus of a Miller hearing to determine if he might face life in prison without parole. Hearing required because of his age at the time of the crime. Rod Maloney tracking what was another round of very emotional testimony. Rod, so much of this really tough to hear.
It was, Devin. So far, the prosecution has rested its case. Defense now putting on its witnesses, but the defense attempted to keep students from the stand. Judge Kwame Rowe allowed them to testify, and the first young woman to testify spoke calmly and rather, in fact, amazingly matter-of-factly about the horrific scene that unfolded around her, leaving her unscathed only physically.
I saw Phoebe get shot, and I saw her boyfriend, and then I saw the group of girls, and then I turned away.
Today's first witness, whom we won't show on camera, is a very composed 17-year-old Oxford High School student who stood inches away from Crumbly when he first pulled the trigger. She immediately jumped into action to help fellow student Phoebe Arthur, shot twice, the wounds in her neck and her clavicle. She locked them inside an open classroom that they found and applied pressure to the bleeding wounds. The gravity of this terrifying scene hit her hard.
I started to pray with her because I didn't know what else to do, and
what did you say to her?
I asked her if she knew who God was, and she had said not really, but I said I think I'm supposed to be here right now because there's no other reason that I'm okay. That I'm in this hallway, completely untouched.
They both used Phoebe's phone to call and alert family. Then the young woman shielded Phoebe from the horror she witnessed in the hallway just outside the locked door. Paramedics feverishly working to try and save Hannah St. Juliana, who did not survive, and also saw Madison Baldwin, who she said sat silently against a wall. Madison also died in that hallway.
Madison, there was blood, just a pool of blood, and then there was just a lot of blood on Hannah and Kylie, and you could see their wounds.
Phoebe couldn't see this because you turned her. Okay. And what did you do?
I kept helping her, and we were still on the phone with her mom, and I just told her mom to keep talking with her just to keep her going. And then someone came over to help me.
It was a very emotional day, to say the least. And after the judge started the day telling the defense that it could not badger the students, the defense asked none of the students any questions at all. Now, this young woman is entering her senior year at Oxford High, and after she testified, there was still emotional testimony from a student who stood inches away from Crumbly as he executed student Justin Schilling. We'll talk about more of that at 5.
Well, it's been so tough. All right, Rod, we will see you then. If you're a parent, some news for you. The State Health Department has just extended the Safe School Indoor Air Ventilation Program. K through 12 schools can obtain free air purifiers to improve air quality for students and staff. This program has provided more than 42,000 air purification machines to hundreds of school districts since 2022. The Department of Health and Human Services now extending the program for schools that still need more purifiers or those who haven't actually taken part yet. If you're a parent, you'll want to check with your district to see if they have yet taken part. Looks like frogs are the new canaries in the coal mine when it comes to the impact of climate change. Experts are seeing evidence of mass extinctions, and some of that research is being done at our own Oakland University. Paula Tutman geared up and headed into the wild to follow new research into why hundreds of species of frogs are disappearing.
Right now, at this very moment, we are experiencing a mass extinction event for amphibians. And this really matters when you talk about bringing the specter of climate change into microscopic view. This is what's happening right now at the Biological Sciences Department at Oakland University, measuring the metabolic rates of frogs, while also measuring the velocity in which zoospores, or a fungus at its most infectious stage, can swim.
This is the stage that wants to swim and find an amphibian and burrow into its skin.
Pretty complicated stuff that in plain English translates into trying to find out why hundreds of toads, frogs, and salamanders across the face of the planet are disappearing.
This is considered by many to be the most damaging pandemic ever recorded, at least in terms of the number of species being affected.
Dr. Tom Raffel and his doctoral students Hunter Craig and Jay Nulker are essentially running 2 labs. The one on the 3rd floor of Dodge Hall at OU, and the other, the massive Great Outdoors, collecting amphibians from around the globe as well as local ponds.
One of the biggest threats to amphibians right now is these fungal diseases, these chytrid fungi that are have been spread all over the world by people. There's another species that was discovered in Europe. It hasn't gotten to North America yet, and if it were to get here, it could be catastrophic.
They are tracking a killer fungus that is killing amphibians.
Now that looks like a green frog tadpole.
And so this is where this becomes a climate change story, because while we are experiencing the hottest temperatures on planet Earth, this really has more to do with temperature fluctuation.
Sometimes when we're sampling, we're just going out and kind of randomly sweeping through to see what we get.
What these scientists are trying to isolate is as simple as it is complex. Whether the drastic and dynamic temperature swings are somehow making the fungus better able to infect the frog.
A pond like this, you might get things like red-spotted newts and green frogs.
Or whether those same temperature fluctuations are somehow making the amphibians more susceptible to infection. Parasite ability versus host ability.
We want to be able to use math to predict how infected frogs will get in response to climate.
And so they scour ponds and wetlands for specimens. Every critter they catch could be the key to figuring out what's killing them and then, perhaps, how to stop it, or because of climate change, if there is even a way to stop it. And so for anyone who might think, oh, well, it's just a few frogs, it's not just a few frogs. It's a lot of frogs. It's a lot of frogs. And what these researchers are trying to head off is a day when a child looks at a picture and says, oh, what's that? And someone says, oh, that's a frog. We used to have those on planet Earth. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Fascinating. All right, Paula. We are tracking some nasty summer weather again this Friday afternoon. A live look right now at Southfield. Very steamy. That is often a recipe for trouble. Threat of more storms from Kim coming up here in just a few minutes. We're also going to have a Help Me Hank alert. There is a new auto recall dealing with some brake problems on some popular pickups. We'll have that story a little later on. But up first, the final moments of a woman's life were posted on social media. How a helpful witness gave police a head start toward an arrest. Next.